Greetings and welcome to yet another Flavourful Eats. Today we are celebrating the festivals of India. One festival that's celebrated by almost all Indians or all Hindus, practicing Hindus, is Deepavali, and that is what we're showing today. Deepavali or Diwali is a festival of lights, and Padmaja is going to be our my guest cook today.
Namaste.
Welcome, Padmaja.
And Namaste, Hamsa.
You're starting off today with Shrikand, a popular dish in Gujarat, correct?
Yeah, it is a Gujarati dish and it's made with the fruit mango. That's a very popular dish in India. And this is my favorite fruit. That's why it's a tropical mango with yogurt. It's a very simple dish, but it tastes so good.
It's actually very healthy also because
Yeah,
you're using...
it's lots of fruit with lots of fiber and lots of energy. That's why I'm using first mango.
To start off first, our different ingredients for this one particularly is we're starting off with mango.
Yeah,
and then you're going to be doing the yogurt. A cup of, how much of, about two cups of chopped mango.
Yeah.
And then about a cup of, you're going to point out to your Greek yogurt, a cup of Greek yogurt,
yeah,
right?
This is what the Greek yogurt. I'm using a natural Greek yogurt with no sugar added.
So it's 1 cup of Greek yogurt. 1 cup
of yogurt. It's pretty thick, but mango, when you grind it, it becomes very juicy and it becomes...
It gets thin.
Yeah.
So before you carry on starting with that, we have honey that's going to go to that. That's about a 1/4 cup of honey.
Yeah.
And then to that, our flavorings for today is going to be pistachio nuts, which is ground out there.
Yeah.
Then we have cardamom, and then we have saffron. These are the ingredients that are going for this particular dish, which is Shrikand.
Yeah, this is very popular. People eat with the puri in Gujarat. It's almost like a sweet dessert, and everybody likes from the kids.
It is a dessert. Today we actually displaying all sweets. Because in the popular festival of Deepavali, we tend to exchange a lot of gifts, and one of the gifts we do is sweets.
Yeah.
So you're just going to zoom that over.
Yeah. First I'm just going to mix it for a minute because it has to mix nicely, the yogurt.
It's very important that they both mix very well so that the taste will gel very nicely, right?
And this is the Shrikand, and I'm going to add the kesar, that is called
the saffron. That you can be adding a tad bit of saffron. You probably warmed some milk earlier on and added the saffron, right?
Yeah.
To get the nice color. Saffron actually enhances the taste and brings out color, and it's about the most expensive spice you can actually buy. It comes from the calyx of a...
I'm going to leave it here.
So it's just basically honey, mango. Honey is a sweetener, but if others don't want to use honey, you could use regular sugar, you could use agave syrup, you could use any one of those things to make it.
Yeah. You garnish with dry fruits, or you can garnish with anything, even the fresh fruit. It gives a very good look. Like, it gives a nice crunchy look. Like, you garnish with pistachios and then cardamom.
And for a little color, you may be able to put some mango. If anybody didn't know what mango looks like, this is one variety of mango. In India, there's tons, very many varieties,
yeah,
right?
That's a very, very great mango fruit.
Just cut a little piece and put it in. We should have done this a little in advance. Just for decoration, just a couple pieces. And that's it, right? Shrikand is ready to be served.
Can you able to see this?
Okay, so Shrikand is over. We're now going to be working with peda.
Yeah, that's an Indian sweet. We generally make it for Krishna's birthday. That's his favorite dish. I love Krishna's favorites are my favorites too. That's why I go for them.
Shrikand is now ready, and we're now going to be transferring it into some decorative glasses, decorating it with a little bit of pistachio, right? And yeah, and then it's ready for serving just as quickly as Padmaja can actually fill the glasses. Yeah, that looks really wonderful. I'm sure it's going to be really yummy. So you want to put a little bit of that. This is just crushed pistachio, correct? And like we did here, we put a little bit of mango too. So this is our Shrikand in a nice decorative glass. There's different ways you can serve it with puri and stuff like that. So we'll take a break and come right back and start with a Madura peda. With Diwali being what it is, we normally exchange a lot of sweets and everything else. We're done with Shrikand. We're now coming to the next sweet dish, which is Madura peda, which comes from the town of Madura in India, correct?
Yeah.
And with that, Padmaja, you can actually show us the different ingredients you're going to be using before you start cooking it.
Yeah, this is pure ghee. It's a homemade ghee.
And it's about 45 milliliters or 3 tablespoons of ghee that we start putting in the pot.
Yeah, this is the ghee.
And from the ghee, the different ingredients are?
Saffron and beetroot juice, and then this is pistachios, and this is cardamom powder, and this is pistachios, grinded pistachios. This is to garnish, and this is for the flavor, and this is just the decoration item. This is for the color. These two are for the color. And
taste also. And then your main ingredients is koa, right? And you want to explain what koa is?
It's a milk, a dry milk powder, but it is a processed in a way that it is like a...
The milk is boiled and boiled to such an extent until it becomes really concentrated, and in this case they made it a powder form.
Yeah.
So this is a easy method.
We call mawa. Mawa is a burfi you can make, and you can make a peda like this. And this is a very common ingredient for the all Indian sweets. This is basically milk product.
It's a milk. It is just for milk.
Yeah, this is going to... Can you increase?
And with that, what is your next ingredient? You need a sugar, right? So you're using powdered sugar in this time,
right?
I'm
using a powdered sugar. It's a 1 cup of milk powder and half cup of sugar.
So I guess it's 1:2 ratio.
Yeah.
Sugar and milk powder.
You can put less sugar if you want.
So you put like 45 mils or 3 tablespoons of ghee.
Yeah.
And then 1 cup of mawa and half a cup of powdered sugar.
Yeah, you had to really heat this up and it start melting with this. Like you need a little bit of milk to bind ingredients.
So you put a little bit of milk as well, regular milk, just so it binds a little bit.
Yeah, because the sugar needs a little bit of binding.
Some liquid.
Yeah, you keep stirring that.
So it just smells so good. If you can just be in this kitchen, it's really good. We should have taken a little bigger pot. I think it's a little bit too crowded in here. Oh dear. You want to? Yeah, just minus. I guess that's it, right?
Yeah, just a little bit. You just leave it on the stove top. It has to melt.
The pot is already hot. That's why I didn't want to burn your mawa. I didn't want to spoil it for you.
Okay, let's add this. This is the ingredient which
saffron will give it some color and some flavor. It brings out some real good flavors, saffron too. That makes the sweet quite a bit.
And this is a beetroot juice just for the color. I use this for the pink color.
So we make it all natural.
You want more?
I think so. You want it bright pink like that, right?
Yeah, it will. If you do it, it will go.
There we go.
You just have to really mix. Let me just.
Yeah, it's got to mix.
Can you increase the heat a little bit?
You put it off. There you go.
This is the Madura peda. You just have to cook it first out of for at least 5 minutes. It binds together. You see the ghee is coming out of that.
So when the ghee leaves the mix, then you know it's ready.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't take it inside.
Which makes it a little healthier, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't absorb all the ghee. And being born and brought up in India, this festival must mean a lot to you. It must have a lot of significance.
Oh, this is the biggest festival of India, and we really enjoy, and with lots of sweets exchange and lots of fire.
Well, the process starts when you get up from the time you get up in the morning, right? You take some
we are
special
like
bath.
Yeah, it's a very like it's a 5-day holiday, and we celebrate all 5 days with a great love. And basically, it start with oil bath, and then you go on.
Here
like
we go to spas to get those baths, but it's a tradition to have oil bath.
See, do
right?
you see that oil comes out? The ghee is coming out of there. That is, it's all
ready.
Yeah, that's what it's all done.
And then we
we can mold them into any kind of shapes we want. Like we can make like balls like this, or we can make it like hearts or stars or anything.
So you're ready to place it there to get it going?
I'm going to put it in this. It's all about sweets. Diwali is all about sweets.
And the thing is, after the bath and everything else, everybody does a little prayer, and then after the prayer, we all exchange gifts, right? And the gifts most of the time with neighbors and friends, and whoever comes by is sweets, correct?
Yeah, it is.
And this is the type of sweet we'll maybe Shrikand will serve somebody as a walk through the door, and this kind of things we will make a little plate or platter and serve and pass along.
We pass it to the family and relatives with all these kinds of sweets for everyone to enjoy. The
families and friends and children just enjoy all of this.
This is the very special like a festival in India. All over India they celebrate this.
So you're going to cut this into the little hearts?
Yeah, these molds we can use as a
any cookie cutter.
Yeah, cookie cutters, and these ones we can use as a shapes for the. See, this comes like this.
You may want to bring the plate over here.
Do you want to cut?
Yeah. You do it while it's hot, so it's good like that way?
Yeah, it will come.
It's coming. Are you doing all stars? Are you doing some hearts?
Yeah.
So yeah, just a regular cookie cutter will work just good, and it's see, it comes out pretty neat. And after the serving of sweets and everything else, you tend to get to the evening, and that used to be our best part. I'm sure it was yours too, right?
Yeah.
They do a lot of fireworks, and I believe the fireworks is to get rid of the evil. So the actual thing about Diwali is fighting the good over evil, correct, Padmaja?
Yeah, that's the main theme for the Diwali is winning good over the evil.
Good over evil, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, they have a good story with it. It's always pleasant.
Yeah, it falls on Ashwija Masa Amavasya. This is a very special for some people. It's a new year, and they
the Gujarati speaking people celebrate. But before all of that is the actual way of figuring out Deepavali. It's the darkest night, right?
Yeah, the darkest night. It falls in like a Dakshinayanam. Amavasya means dark.
Darkest.
Yeah, darkest day of the.
You made this quite thin, huh?
Yeah.
So this is quite simple. You got the idea. This is what Shrikand. No, this is Mathura peda. I'm running into one thing after the other. Want to do more stars?
Yeah, I think we are enough.
And this is our Madura peda. With this, we'll take a break and come back again. We're going to decorate our Madura peda that we molded into different shapes. We made some round ones, some hearts, and some stars. So that's the pistachios that Padmaja is going to use to decorate the peda, the Madura peda. It's nice and pretty pink.
Yeah, this is the famous dish of India.
Of Madura.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's our finished dish with the thing, and we'll now go on to our next dish, which is Besan Laddoo, correct?
Yeah.
Before we get started, do you want to point out all the ingredients so that we
Yeah, for the Besan Laddoo, it's a very common dish in India. We use for all the festivals, we use this dish.
And when you say Besan Laddoo, we mean gram flour.
Yeah.
Gram flour balls, if you literally translate, right?
Yeah.
Right, and we can start with the ingredients we use.
Yeah, this is again the saffron I'm using, because this is the very flavorful ingredient for the any kind of a sweet dish. And these are the pistachios, and this is the cardamom for the flavor, and this is the grinded pistachios to just give the topping. And this is the chickpeas flour, we call it besan, and this besan is very highly protein, and we use for almost all dishes in in our kitchens. In Indian kitchen, besan is a basic ingredient. This I am going to use it, and with this homemade ghee and the powdered sugar.
And the homemade ghee is actually clarified butter.
Yeah, this is a Indian ghee. We call it ghee, but it's a clarified butter.
And you're using a little bit of milk too, right? To give
Yeah,
it
to bind all these ingredients, we need a half a cup of, not even half cup, 2 tablespoons of milk to bind this sugar melt with the besan, and gives you nice round molds.
And the interesting thing about cardamom, it's a good digestive too. You may, I think the pot is hot if you want to get started.
Yeah, this is first we start with ghee.
That's a tablespoon of
Yeah,
semi-solid ghee.
I use 3 tablespoons because
But this is going to be like more than 3 tablespoons of liquid ghee. So 3 tablespoons of semi-solid ghee.
Semi-solid.
Yeah. It's quite a bit of ghee you're using for.
Yeah, I use quite, I'm very generous about the ghee, but because mostly our Indian dishes are made with pure ghee. Our cow ghee is the best ghee in the world, because cows produce the best for to moisture our intestines, and it gives us a very good lubrication for the body. That's why we mostly use cow ghee. That's why our yogic people, they always take they take 1 bowl of ghee to cleanse off their intestines in the morning. That's a basic cleanser and a moisturizer for the body. Ghee is the best ingredient, but if you take moderate, it's fine, but if you take more, you will be ending with cholesterol.
With everything, right? You
Yeah.
have to have in moderation.
Yeah,
And
everything has to be moderate, but cow ghee is the best ghee. We don't use any other ghee for our cooking, but this ghee is the best.
And this you have to fry until the rawness of the gram
Besan.
flour or the chickpea flour or the besan or the flour we're using in this particular ingredient is not there. It gives off, you can smell it, and it gets slightly
roasted
light and a little light brown also. I'm trying to remove the lumps for you as I'm trying to do this too. And then all the ingredients here are very wholesome in its own way. Like I said, I was telling you about the cardamom. You know, it's you must know it's a very good digestive. It helps digest, and it helps the stomach, and has a lot of different curative things that All our spices has
All
something.
our spices has a very prominent features like a kesher is some, it's a Weight
Saffron.
Watchers, the saffron is very good. Recently they found out that this is a very good for the weight loss, and this is the pistachios contains a lot of sodium. Those who lack a lot of sodium in their body, they can use, this is a very high protein nut. And
And it's a very good snack.
yeah, it's a good snack, it's a healthy snack. And then the cardamom is the most fragrant seed we have for
It's
every.
the third most expensive spice, but it's worth using it. The taste is just fantastic.
This is the most expensive.
Well, saffron is the most expensive, then followed by this, right?
Yeah, I add
third.
2 teaspoons of cardamom in this because it gives a nice fragrance.
So you're putting 2 tablespoons.
Yeah, this.
So you got the wrong teaspoon there. It's quarter teaspoon.
Yeah,
so you
that's
got
why I used 4, means that is 2.
4 of this is quarter teaspoon.
Yeah.
4 of that will make 1 teaspoon.
Okay, 1 teaspoon of cardamom I used. And then we'll add the sugar.
You think this is cooked nicely?
Yeah, I think.
So basically the Madura peda and this is about the same, it's just that one is using milk powder and one is just using besan or gram flour, chickpea flour.
Yeah.
Any particular type of besan? Because I notice now in the shops we have fine and little bit not so fine, or was this a little bit?
There is a 2 different types of besan we get. It's called Laddoo besan. It's a little coarse and it is very crunchy.
It's a little bit coarse, right?
And the smooth besan we use for all snacks and those pakodas we make with those. Those we use even in the cooking like curry. But that besan is basically, it's a smooth powder we use in the snacks, mostly the snacks and the sweet desserts like laddoos. Laddoo is a basic ingredient for, besan is a
basic ingredient for the laddu.
Yeah.
Laddu in the interpretation is round.
Yeah,
it's a ball.
Laddu means it's
ball.
a round. See, Hamza is being helping me and mixing all this laddu mixture, and it is coming out so beautiful. You guys can see it's coming out of the pan.
Which means it's ready, right?
That is ready now. We can make it as the molds, like round balls, whatever the shape you want.
So leave it to cool a little bit and then mold it, or I actually put this in a piping bag and I make little stars or
that's wonderful.
Oh,
that's a good idea.
I take little paper cups, gold cups or silver cups, and I pipe into that and put little colored. I guess for health reasons you don't want to use color in the show today. I guess you don't use coloring in your.
I use this beetroot juice.
That is because natural. You didn't use any of the artificial colors.
No artificial colors.
Yeah, which is fantastic. Keeping it out.
It's all about mixing the ingredients and making into molds. That's the most cooking is done.
This is done, right?
Yeah.
So that's our. Because we're calling it laddu, I guess we'll make it into little round balls now.
Yeah. This dough is ready for to make round ball, but you need to apply little bit ghee
after you wash your hand. A little bit of ghee. Can I put a little bit in my hand? Thank you.
Yeah, because you make
so you just make a little round.
Yeah, just make it like that.
And in which container
you just serving? Place it here. Once it gets, you make it small.
You want it smaller?
Yeah.
This is going to make a lot of laddus if it's small.
Yeah.
That is, again, I guess you can just, when your guest comes in the house as a welcome gift, you can put it in the mouth, huh?
Yeah, these are the basic sweets for our guests. When they come in, they can have something sweet to eat. Like they can have these. In Hindi we say meetha khao or meetha bolo, means you You take sweets, eat sweets, and talk sweet. That's all.
That's the best way to do everything. Everything is sweet.
Yeah, that's.
And yeah, I was talking about the fireworks that we do at the end of the day. They say that fighters, but before lighting that, we all tend to light because it's the darkest night. We light a whole lot of lamps, right?
Yeah.
And the lamps, we welcome whoever. You want to tell more about the lamps that we light and do for the Deepavali?
Oh, Deepavali is a Deepavali means itself. It's a row of lights, and when it's a good over the evil, right? When the good wins, the evil we celebrate the victory. That's why we light the lamps to light the world, like the andhakar, darkness.
Removing the darkness with light, removing the evil with light.
Evil with the light. Light is always positive, and it gives you more energy. That's why we keep as a row of lights, means it's a row of goodness over the evil, darkness.
Removes the darkness.
Yeah.
And anything else you're putting? Are you rolling this into pistachio or something? How are you going to be?
No, these are not. These are the original
you just
version.
Leave it round,
yeah.
Just round,
we don't really do anything on the top. Besan Laddoo is presented only like this, not with any nuts. That's why this is our final dessert.
So this is our Besan Laddoo. We will plate this and come right back. We are finished with the Besan Laddoo. Padmaja is busy plating it. She started the plating process. Yeah. And it's
this is ready to serve.
It's really ready. See, with all her heart, she's putting it in a nice heart shaped little plate. And that is our Besan Laddoo. With that, we go to our table and we will enjoy our snacks that we just made for this today, our desserts. Thank you, Padmaja, for such a beautiful, colorful table. And today we invited Paul to join us in our Deepavali table. And John is going to be tasting our stuff and letting us know exactly what he thinks about our the food today. It's all dessert. It's all things that we normally present to our guests when they come on Deepavali. So, Padmaja, would you get started?
I'll go with the first dessert. It's a Shrikand. Happy Diwali to you.
And it comes.
Happy Diwali to you.
And it comes from Gujarat, so different parts of India.
It's a yogurt.
Yeah, it's yogurt with mango.
Thank you.
You're welcome to take another bite.
And the next one is the Madura peda. You can try it.
Very good.
Can you describe the different flavors? Can you feel anything?
I don't think I've tasted anything quite like it.
Oh, that's good.
Very unique, but very good. Buttery.
Yeah, it's
sweet.
Mostly butter, like ghee.
Clarified butter.
Very good.
Yeah. And this was our third dish. It's called Besan Laddoo or chickpea balls.
Okay.
And that is our Deepavali.
Happy Deepavali.
Happy Deepavali to everybody, and thank you so much for joining us, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you, Padmaja, for a really nice show today.
Thank you.
And thank you all for watching, and hope to see you sometime soon. Bye from Flavourful Eats, and happy Deepavali to one and all.